Does Jake Haener still have a shot at the Saints quarterback one job, ladies and gentlemen? Jacob Hester, Matt Flynn, and the face of the franchise. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
I do want to get your thoughts real quick. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever.
Come on.
Yes.
Because I don't want to. I do want to get to some LSU next.
Go ahead.
So Jake Haener was a starter yesterday. Now, if it's a true three-man competition, that's fine. I'm good with that. Jake had some nice throws yesterday. Cool. They leave Wednesday to go to the West Coast.
Yeah.
They got to go from 3 to 2.
Let me tell you.
Big true, big real. Here's the deal with this whole thing, because I've been hearing all about this. This first week was install. This first week, everyone's getting their reps. You got to try and see what everyone's got, not just for the QB1 situation, but also because the Saints just don't know who the backup is. They don't know who the third string is. This is a true Rubik's Cube, Sudoku puzzle, whatever you want to say. It's not just a QB1 battle, it's a QB battle. So, yes, Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler are battling for the one, but Jake Haener is also battling for, can he be the backup? Is he the third string? Where's he fall on this? Okay, if Tyler Shough can't beat out Spencer Rattler to be the one, fine. What if he can't beat out Jake Haener to be the two? So they got to figure out, what do we have in this room? What do we have moving forward? It is not just as simple as either Rattler or Shough is the one or the two, because when you go through the ranges of what could happen, there's absolutely a world where whoever loses out the starting job isn't good enough to be the backup over Jake Haener. So right now is when you got to do it. You cannot, I agree with Jacob, you can't have this triple threat match go on into the preseason as the regular season gets here. It can't happen. Too many reps are being taken away. But for this first week of the install and the foundations and whatever, I think it's okay that you do it right now.
And I think that's why you saw Jake get the 1 reps yesterday, because almost like a final verdict. Like, all right, Are you going to be in this competition before we pack up and go?
Well, not that part, but almost like a parting. Like, okay, here's your role with the ones. That ain't happening again, unless all hell breaks loose and
finish training camp on the West Coast, or is it going to be 2 when we get there? Because you don't have a lot of time, and you know this. Like, you don't have a lot of time, and if you're at 3 quarterbacks and they're each getting reps still, we're almost 10 days into training camp. I don't want to say it was a wasted day, because if they believe Jake's in the competition, cool. If he's not, it was a wasted day.
Well, I think you also have to factor in that. So in this specific situation, they did a 2-minute competition at the end of practice. Shough failed, Rattler failed, and Haener delivered. Haener was the only one that was successful, won the day. All right. There is something to motivating. There is something to pushing Rattler and Shough and reminding them, like, hey, it's not just you two against each other. You also got to look out for Jake, because if one of you two loses, you could not just lose the starting job, you could lose the backup job. All right, so it could be one of those things where it's a reminder, it's a motivator, it puts another chip on their shoulder, it makes them work that much harder. So I don't think it's a full-on waste.
Like, they have to, at some point, whoever it is, I'm not even calling for it, it's got to go from 3 to 2, and then 10 days from there, you got to go from 2 to 1. Like, at least, like, from a non-quarterback, I'm in the huddle with you, and it will happen organically. The team's going to tell you before the coach tells you who the starter is.
I think everyone agrees with what he's saying. I think everyone agrees, like, all right, this was the last week. This was the first week and the last week of padded practice, full on, let's rock and roll. It's the first week and the last week that everyone's getting the equal opportunity, basically, where everyone's just rotating. And by everybody, I mean Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shough, and Jake Haener, where they're just rotating. It's just, okay, it is what it is. Your day, now it's your day, now it's your day. It's just going to happen like that. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. They had an off day on Friday. There's no doubt in my mind that this next chapter of training camp, you're going to go from 3 to 2. And then after the preseason game, or maybe even around the preseason game, you're going to go from 2 to 1, and you're going to have okay, this is it. This is the depth chart.
But if I got 3 different voices, and I was talking with Kamara about this, like, to the side yesterday, because like he's the most veteran guy on that offense. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I don't try to do too much, but if I'm in the huddle, like I know all three of those guys are different. I know they got different cadences. I know that they call protections maybe a little bit different, like with the way that they say it out there. He's like, Tyler's a rookie. He's going to probably lean on me, for a free release flat a little bit more. And so like even the veteran players, like it is an adjustment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What practice was that? What number practice?
6, right? No, let's see. Well, I have them different in my head because I'm thinking of the padded practices compared to the other dates.
I think you're getting
was it 3?
No.
No. It's either the first padded practice was Monday, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it was the 4th padded practice. Is that right? And then they started on Wednesday, and they had an off day on Sunday, I think. So it might have been like number 8 total, 4th or 5th padded.
Way more.
No,
than
they're
3.
way more than that.
And is that the first time that he has been
second?
As a
The
second,
second that he's been QB1.
All right, so I mean, you could have. That means they're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that is telling you exactly he is absolutely in the competition.
Yeah.
Like, Kellen Moore is telling you it's a legit, and it's not just lip service, because if it wasn't, it would be an absolute waste of a day.
Right.
An absolute waste of 2 quarterbacks' precious reps. And let me tell you, each rep that you get with ones is precious.
Yeah.
Like there is no teacher like getting in there in the fire of a training camp practice and running it. Not only just like you kind of alluded to it, they're not only for the quarterback himself, but for the other people like AK learning cadence, learning their tendencies, what they do. So they are telling you with their reps that it is a legit, because if it wasn't, a new head coach trying to pick a quarterback, a young quarterback, is not going to wait.
Do I hear that horn? I might be wrong here. I never am, but I would be surprised if it was rare that backup quarterbacks got rotations and got reps with the ones throughout training camp, throughout whatever. It feels weird because there's 3, but again, if Jake Haener is the backup, it's not weird that he gets a day or whatever with the ones. We don't know who the backup is. So I do, like, I know this is kind of a check D for all options, but I don't think Jake Haener is in a quarterback competition for the 1. I do think he's in a quarterback competition to be the backup. This is not a 3 quarterback competition, but it is a 3 quarterback competition because you have to factor in that backup role.
Reps on somebody that does not have a legit opportunity to be your day 1 starter. It's just, I mean, that if it is, it's stupidity. And I'm saying if it's not a legit, then it's just stupidity of wasting 2 days with the ones.
Yeah, and like real quick, what we're talking about here, every quarterback, and you're like, wait a minute, it's the same protection. It's like it's supposed to be the same cadence. I get all that, but it is going to be different. Like everybody's going to say different things.
And and in training camp, it's 1-on-1s. It's 1 versus 1s. So like you want to go against the best people.
Right.
That's how you get better fast, is going against the best.
Yeah, and now this might not be the situation because you got all young quarterbacks, but like sometimes, like when I was in San Diego, if they were bringing 4 off my side, like Phil would be like, "Hey, I need you to pick that up. Like I need you to try to take 2 if you can, or like something. Give me like an extra, like before he snapped, like, hey, give me an extra second," which meant like try to get big and try to see if you can take 2 because he's gonna throw hot, but he was like, "Hey, give me a little extra time here." There'd be sometimes, and when I was in Denver, that they'd be bringing 4 off my side, and Peyton he'd say, "Hey, Waco, free."
Yep.
I had pass protection responsibilities, but the quarterback would be telling me, "Hey, if 1 comes, I want you to run an angle. If 2 come, I want you to run a flat." Like he would kind of change it on the go.
Yep.
Because and so everybody handles it. Everybody says something a little bit different, and I can't tell how many times I come back to the sideline after catching a pass in Denver, and running back goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, "Peyton." He goes, "Okay,
yeah, got it.
Yeah, got it. Yeah,
say less."
Because like everybody's going to treat that a little bit different. Like, so quarterbacks have a little bit of freedom in the NFL to do things like that. And like when I was listening to Jake Haener yesterday, like cerebral, like he was probably the most of the group.
I mean, I hope so. He's the veteran.
Honestly, like it's just as far as like how his mind worked, how he talked about protections, how he talked about blitzes, how he talked about getting the running back like in the right spot.
Well, he's got to have something over the other guys that's keeping him in the competition,
and some of the
for
things
2 days.
And some of the things that he saw, like he was talking fast about it. Like he was understanding. He knew kind of what they wanted to get done. And so that's why like everybody's going to be different back there. Even if it's the same offense, it's supposed to be the same process. Like human nature takes over, and like if I was back there with you, you would handle that. Like we always talk about the Auburn game, how you kind of you moved me and Sean into a position that wasn't in the playbook to pick up a blitz because you knew that we had to do that to pick up the blitz. Like a young quarterback, like if Pearlou was in there, no offense to him, he would not have done that, right? And so like, yes, it's the same system, it's the same protection, but you're going to have things play out differently. And that's why it's important to know who your guy is and not have 3 voices deep in the training camp.
So let me make this clear. And I agree. But I just don't think this is a thing. Like I don't think it's a true 3-man competition for the one. I don't think. I do agree they have to go from 3 to 2 as far as the rep share and all that stuff, and then from 2 to 1, whatever. But let me make this clear. I don't see any world in where Jake Haener is the starting quarterback of this team. And if the one thing that would surprise me the most is if he was the starting quarterback of this team. There's nothing in the situation that would behoove the Saints to play Haener. Haener has the least amount of years of team control on his contract. All right. So even that alone, it's like, all right, what does that even mean? Like, if you're going to start Haener, you look into it, like restructure him or extend him, or like, what do you do with Shough? What do you do with Rattler? What does that all mean? You also have last year where Haener and Rattler both played. Haener was horrible. And like, no offense to Haener. You already have seen what you have in Haener. You already know. And it is what it is. Okay? If you are going to put your chips into developing somebody, it makes the least amount of sense to develop Haener. It makes the least amount of sense to even see what he's got. Just even see what's even going on there. And I'm talking about quarterback 1. I'm not talking about backup or any of that stuff. I'm just talking about quarterback 1. That would be the one thing. If Jake Haener got the start, I would have to really reconsider my analysis of what's going on. I would have to really sit back and be like, okay, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? What has happened? That would be the craziest possible outcome, would be somehow Haener jumps Shough and Rattler, because then, as of right now, Rattler seemingly is much better than Shough. So all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, is Shough all of a sudden not even dressing? Is he the third quarterback? Is now, like, what are you even, Spencer Rattler now is the developmental quarterback who was better than Haener last year, but now Haener has gotten better this year, so Rattler drops. Shough is now third, but you just drafted him, but now he's not even dressing. So he's like, what's going on here? Because then if Shough is the 3, he's getting no reps during the regular season. I mean, that would just be mind-blowing. So I think because of Haener's QB1 and because he did get his 2-minute drill or whatever finished, I think this is like a fun talking point. But I don't think there's any chance whatsoever, literally zero, that Jake Haener will be QB1 or is in competition to be QB1. I just had somebody comment a couple videos ago and was like, why are we saying that Jake Haener can't be the starter? Just send him the link to the Washington game. Just send him the link to that first half. Just go watch that. There you go. That's it. That's the evidence right there. That's all I need to see. So I know we're it's fun or whatever. It's a fun goof and gaff, but in no universe do I see this actually happening, being a thing. I think this was some combination of let's just kind of see what we got in everybody in the first week. I think they had determined rotation days, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and it just landed on their rotation day, and that's just what it was. And now I think we're going to see this next chapter of training camp, and I've used this metaphor before, but it's like the spaceship that launches the rocket with the boosters, and then once it gets to a certain level, the boosters drop off. I think the 3-man competition was that, and now we're going to see one of those boosters drop off, and it's going to get to a 2-man competition. So this is a nothing burger without cheese, and it is what it is. But crazier things have happened, I guess. But this would be the craziest. This would be the craziest thing that's ever happened in my lifetime, I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get on down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.